Hello, everybody. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese out here in the Pacific Northwest for high schoolers, and I have been experimenting with the GLAD techniques, guided language acquisition development, and adapting them for use in my secondary high school classroom. And I'm going to continue talking about this sentence patterning chart, which is one of my very favorite things that GLAD has ever given. So just a recap. Sentence patterning chart is you have the students identify a noun, and then have them brainstorm all the adjectives they can think of, all the verbs they can think of, all the adverbs they can think of, and where it happens. So you've got your prepositions of location, and then you've got your students putting sentences together, basically following this formula. That's Spanish, that's French. Here's Spanish right here. Here's Japanese, and again for Japanese, I give particles. That seems to really help the students. And here's all of our inflected verb endings, which is super simple when you look at it this way. And the students always come up with perfect sentences. Here, we just brainstorming at the board. Okay, so that's your recap. One of the fun things I like to do, let me resize this, there we go, is have the students generate a list, or for here, I went to Duolingo and I just pulled out all the words they had in this one skill we were working on, okay? And just populated the chart with, there were nouns that the students already knew, and I had to remind them that there was going to be some kind of definite article or indefinite article, or they could use a number if they wanted. And then here are some adjectives that the students already know, including this particular unit we were working on. And here's all the verbs that they already know, but they know more than that. And I just ran out of room, and I'm like, you guys know them. Here's some adverbs that have been introduced, and I reminded them that the negatives fall in there. And here's some location words that were introduced by the time you get to the skill people 2 in Duolingo. So I've sorted into columns, and you notice I have these numbers up here, and the numbers move. That's going to be important in a second. So then I have the students count off 1 to 5. Okay, remember here, I've got 5 different columns. Have the students count off 1 to 5. And then sometimes we have like 6 students in a group. And then I'll just say, okay, number 6, you're here. You have to use the word a, and you're this column. Okay, but each student obviously is going to correlate to one of these columns. And sorry, I need to resize that. There we go. Okay. With their mini whiteboards, each student is going to silently write one of those random words. They're not talking to each other. Don't let them whisper. Don't let them look at each other. They're just going to randomly choose something from here, something from here, something from here. This is very much like Mad Libs, okay? And actually, when Duolingo came to visit, I did this for the camera. So if you watch the DuoCon 2022, you'll see me doing that with the students, okay? When everyone's ready, the whole team is ready, they jump up and they get themselves in order. And they have to look at the sentence at that point, and then they need to make any corrections necessary. Because if the first person chose 5 dogs, probably the verb is going to have to change, if it's French or Spanish, to reflect that. If the student who was using the adjective column chose a negative, they're going to have to go and write the "n" in front of the verb, whoever's holding the verb, and you're going to have to adapt. Oh, somebody chose a feminine subject, some subject that was grammatically feminine. Whoever chose the adjective is going to have to change their adjective to reflect that it's a feminine subject, or that it's a multiple subject, or whatever. Okay, then you read it to the class, and everyone laughs because it's going to be a silly subject, a silly sentence. Okay, and then you tell the students, okay, that was great. Go back. Number 1, you're now this column. Number 2, you're here. Number 4, you're going to be here. Number 6, I didn't separate the A. Okay. Number 6 here, and number 5, you're going to be the A. Maybe at that point you might want to make the verb. My Japanese students, when we're working on the te form of the verb, this is really good when I have extra students. Here we go. I'll move the A over here. Okay. So you basically lather, rinse, repeat, and it's just so much fun, and it's very much like Mad Libs, and the sentences are completely goofy. In our next episode, I'm going to give you yet another idea to use with the sentence patterning chart, which I really loved pieces. Again, write-up of this is at studio-nemo.com or on the Duolingo Educator Network, or ask me questions or give me your ideas in the comments right here. Thanks for watching.